Okay, so this will be just a short video just showing you how I'll be using the MacBook and sent through the Rodecaster into the iPad. And I can go back and forth either way, but that'll be the primary way I go with the music, just because the iPad doesn't have all the instruments that I prefer to use. Some of them it does, but for me, more or less, I enjoy being able to use my instruments from desktop. So before, the way I did it was I would just build as much as I could in here with the samples and with the kicks and whatever I have, and then I would just export it out to iOS to Ableton, and then I would get on there and finish it because I'd add my bass or I'd add my guitar or whatever else I'm going to add. But since I got the Rodecaster, if I mute this track, this right. This is the iPad. It's channel. This channel is for the computer, and these are microphones or line ins, whatever I want them to be. All right. So if I mute here, then I can press play now and have the metronome going. But the kicker is you got to use your headphones, right? I can't send that volume out because it'll bleed into the other track. So I have to mute it, but still have it where I can hear it. So if I turn that on, you'll see it doesn't record anything that's playing. But if I turn it on, and then you'll see it recorded just what I did. So that's kind of what I'm doing with this. The only other workaround I ever found for that was you pretty much had to get the dongles, and I showed this in another video. You had to have some type of way to record in, and then you couldn't really mute everything, so it was a lot more work to try to do that. So I just gave up on it and would just send out the pieces and do it. But now with this, I'm super excited that I'm able to just record right in and have no problem. So I pretty much did it. Now I'm gonna let you hear it so you can hear what it sounds like. Let me stop it first. And I'm gonna have to unmute it so that you can hear it. So what I did was I recorded, right, those. Then I used some Rhodes from Rhodes Anthology. I didn't use some Rhodes. I used the one of the Rhodes plugin presets, and then I recorded that in. And because I can hear the metronome and I can hear the drums going and it's not bleeding, all I had to do is press it, and you'll see it arms it. But if there's nothing coming, you see how Koala will pick up the transient marker right there where it started. So I don't have to worry about timing or anything on that start point. I just catch the beat when I'm ready and just go in, which is kind of nice. Okay, so there's that, right? And then I did the same thing for the bass, which I should probably label this because I always preach about labeling something and then I don't label. Label, these are chords. H-O-D-E-S, Rhodes. Okay, so there's the Rhodes. I probably should have chords, whatever. And then here's the guitar. Guitar lead. Okay. So what I did was I did each part, right? And then you record for as long as you want to record. I recorded a. Now what you have to remember, the trick to this to get your ending point to know where to cut it off is play out and play to the first, up to the one, right? So if I'm playing here, this is my start. Wait, this is my start. I play all the way and then come back to that note, to the one, whatever the one is on your song, right? And then it gives you that point, and then you know where to cut it off. But you got to do that timing, right? It's all timing based, which is music anyways, timing on things. So there you go. So then you get that. Then the stretch you don't have to do, but I'm choosing to do it just to adjust. Maybe if I'm a hair off a little bit, but you don't really have to do that. It'll still sound good. And then here's when I do a solo, what I'm doing is the same thing. I'm just going longer, right? And in this particular case, I didn't stretch it, but in this case, it's 8 bars. You can do that just to check your bar count. And so I knew it was 8 bars because I played all the way out to the ninth bar, right? And then I played the ninth bar, and then I just cut it off, and that was my 8 bars. I usually would do a solo a little bit longer than this, probably about 16 bars, but there's no rule. I'm just saying I did this as an example just to show you how I would do it. All right. So then you get all that, you put it together, and you have turn the metronome off. And this one is a sequence without the guitar. So, and then I would probably put a horn or something, or doing something, in there just to give it little accents and whatever. But you have it all at your. Right? But in order to do that, you got to mute this and use your headphones, because it'll bleed into the other track if you don't. You really could probably go without headphones. What you could do is plug the speaker in here to maybe the front where your headphones are, or you could use the headphones on the back. I guess that really doesn't matter. But you definitely have to mute this track. So you need the volume coming somewhere where you can still hear the other tracks. And when I mute here and press play, you only hear it coming out the headphones. So the workaround would be to use a cable, something like this, or whatever you have to come out of the headphones, and plug that into a speaker. And then you could still listen to it on the speaker and do your work without having it bleeding through. See, because you can still hear this coming out the speaker. But we're just muting this portion so it doesn't bleed into it. I mean, it works flawlessly, guys. I ain't playing. Like, I'm being serious. And this is something that I've been wanting for a while. And I, didn't know until somebody told me. Shout out iPad Beat Making for really putting me on to this. That this is the answer for me when I want to just use the iPad, but still have my good instruments that I like. And my goodness, if I had known this a year ago, I don't know how long this thing has been out, but if I had known it a year ago, I would have immediately invested into it. So I'm super glad that he put me on to that, and thankful for that, because it really changed now that my use case for the iPad. I'll actually use it more now than ever. So wanted to show you that. Hope all is well with everyone. We are, I'm sure, hours away from different places. It might already be the first of the year, but we're approaching the first of the year, and hopefully there's some more good things, and you guys keep watching the videos, and I appreciate all the support and the subs that everybody's doing, and I'll keep doing my best to answer your questions, to give you other content that is hopefully useful to you and will motivate you to try new things. I am trying my best to stick to somewhat budget-friendly things also, and mix up so I have a variety of stuff. I have to grow too and try this stuff, newer items, but in the process of it, I do my best to try to, show you alternatives to things, so that you're not, if you can't afford something or whatever, you don't have to feel like you gotta, sell your leg or something to get it. So, yeah, there you go. Hope all is well with everyone, and I'm out.